All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. This is the USANA web hosting training. I'm Rick Wilson, the Director of Online Services. My email address is listed here. You're welcome to contact me anytime. If I don't know the answer, I usually know who does. We're going to be joined tonight by a special guest speaker, Jermaine LaFortune. He's a Diamond Director, and he's going to be speaking to you about product-only websites. The website builder has been around for a number of years. This is I think our fourth generation of website builders. We call it web hosting. And in the current version, there are two ways to build a website. The first way is called one-click, and the other is Website Wizard. There is a third option, which is called Classic Web Hosting. Classic Web Hosting is from our original version. We do have some users that still have websites built on Classic Web Hosting, but eventually it will be removed. So do not build your website in Classic Web Hosting. Plus, all new features and enhancements that we add are never added to Classic. They're only added to the one-click and the Website Wizard. Tonight we'll go through both of them. In the one-click website, all you have to do is review your information, most of which we already know from your enrollment. You just need to review it, and then you hit build, and you have a website. It's that easy. It's one click. With the Website Wizard, a few more steps. They're easy steps, and it gives you complete customization of your website. We're also going to go over advanced features, which will include the product-only websites. And that's something that Jermaine is going to talk about also. So let's move over to the online system. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as one of our test users. As you know, this is USANA Today. To get to web hosting, you have to have an income maximizer subscription. If you don't have that, you can get it two ways. You can either go to the shopping cart and add it for a one-time fee, or you can add it to your auto ship, which will recur every month. Under the Income Maximizer tab, you'll find Web Hosting. Go ahead and click on that, and you will not always see this screen. This screen is typically only for golds and above, which allows them, if you're a gold and above, you can have up to 3 websites. So if you want your websites to focus on things, if you're a gold and above and you would like 3 websites, you don't have it now, shoot me an email and we'll get you taken care of. So I'm going to go on into one of our test websites here, and we'll go ahead and try this. All right, so this is the first page you will see in the website builder, and we've tried to make it as simple as possible. There are the 3 options that I told you about. There's your one-click website, your Website Wizard, and your Classic Web Hosting. And as I mentioned before, this is our old website building software, and eventually will be phased out. Do not use. Just a warning. We're going to start tonight with the one-click website wizard, just the one-click website. To get started, these right here are just giant buttons. So all you have to do is just click on it. It's going to refresh, and this is everything needed for a website. So it has pre-filled my information for me. My name is Rick Wilson. This is my email address. These are the phone numbers for me on file. The website name will not be pre-filled for you. It will probably start out with your distributor ID in there. So this distributor ID is 78867. I just happened to have come in beforehand and played with it. So I can change it anytime I want just by clicking Edit Site Name. It's going to open up a new window that looks like this. And I could change this to anything I want. So maybe I want it to be Rick Wilson's website. I hit Save. Now, what this will do for me is this is going to check and make sure someone else doesn't already have this website name. So if someone else has Rick Wilson's website, it'll give me back a response that says, I'm sorry, this is already taken. So we'll go ahead and test it. Because it did not give me a response, it just changed it down here. I know that that is my website name, so I'm good to go. I can also change my image. We call this a follow me image. And what this is, when someone comes to your website and then goes to anywhere else on USANA.com or logs in another day or a month from now, they will be permanently attached to you. Meaning, if Bob Denver was interested in USANA and I gave him my URL, which is rickwilsonswebsite.usana.com, he would see this image, which is actually of Kevin Guest. He's the president of the company. And it would be in the top right-hand corner. That image, in fact, I can show you. Well, I'll show you at the end. That image would be there. And then wherever they navigated within your website or within USANA.com, this image will follow them around along with your name and your phone number, and I think in your email address. And at any time they can click your image and go right back to your website. On the occasion that they leave your website and come back to USANA.com on a later date, that will still be tied to them through a cookie. All right. All I have to do, so to change images, all I have to do is select one of the existing images that are here, or I can add a new image. And, oh, sorry, that opened in a new window. We'll bring that over. Oh, I'm sorry, it's right here. So I can browse for a new image here, add it in, and upload it, which I'm not going to do right here. There's too many images for this user. When I'm done, I just hit Build My Website. I hit OK. It's going to build it for me, and it is done. So it takes me right back to the first step. I can go and view my website immediately. So here's my new website. It's not all that fancy, but it is mine. And we're just going to close that right now. So easy to do, one click. I'm going to take you into the website wizard. So the thing about the wizard is it gives you a default website. It's no frills. It's not fancy, but it gets you started, it gets you online. If you want to make any changes to your website, you'll need to use the website wizard. So that is possible to do from the beginning, or you can also create one with the one click and then use the website wizard later, and it will just modify your existing website. So to get to that, this is that landing page again with the 3 big buttons. I'm going to click the second one, and it's going to take me in, and it looks just like the one click, doesn't it? Except that it has a few more options in it. So there's my website name, there's my image, which is Kevin Guest. Kevin Guest. I also can select languages, so if I wanted it in English and French, that means people that come to my website can change the language. To do that, I would have to go in and translate everything into both languages, my own content. All the buttons and everything would automatically be translated. I can change what my default language is, and I'm going to hold on one sec. All right, so on step 2, so this is step 1. If everything is good, I can move on to step 2, which is site design. And I can do this in multiple ways. I can either click the next button at the bottom, or I can click site design, which is step 2 under 4 easy steps over here. Both of them go to the same place. All right, so this is site design. Site design is really easy. I have all these templates, these pre-built website templates that I can choose from by clicking the up and down arrows. So if, say, I wanted something related to health or wealth or products or really anything I want, I could select it here. So let's say I'm interested in an opportunity website. I just click it. This is a warning just telling me, hey, you've already got a look and feel. Are you sure you want to change it? I go ahead and press OK. It's going to show me a preview of it in just a second. It's changing all of my back-end information. So to do that, this is my preview right here. Circle it for you. Quick preview. This is what my website will look like. Obviously, I have different content in mind, so it won't look exactly like this. But if I were starting from the first time, it would look exactly like this. If I'm happy with that, I can move on. If I want to change it to something else, say I like this Rev 3. I just click on it, changes it for me. You know what, I think I'm going to go back with that opportunity. I like the way it looks. Click on opportunity, hit OK. Just takes a minute to reprocess all that. Maybe. Let's try that again. Okay. All right. Well, I seem to be stuck with my Rev 3. So we'll just move on. So this takes me on to step 3. Again, I got to step 3 by either clicking the number 3 under 3 easy steps or using the next button that was at the bottom. In this site, in this section, in step 3, I can do a number of things. First off, every website comes default with 2 pages. Your home page and your contact me page. Your home page is what we're looking at right now, and I just want to stress to you that this is not an accurate representation of what your website looks like, because this is an editable screen and your website will not be editable to other users. So to change content on this page, all you have to do is click on it. So let's just say I want to change this little box over here. I click on it, and it takes me into this page where the videos are. I can change, we call those content sections or content chunks. So on this content section, I can keep it a video but change it to a different video. I could add an image if I wanted to. I could add a product link. I could link to what we call big buttons. I could add my own HTML if I wanted, or what's most common is I could use the editor and put anything I want in there and just say hello world. I can hit save down here. It refreshes the screen, and there's my hello world right there. On the Contact Me page, I can just click up here. So these are my pages across here. You see I only have 2. The other 3 are open spots. You can have up to 5 pages on a website. This is my contact form. It has a header, which is editable by you. It has the lead generation section, which is editable by you. And it has a footer, which is editable by you. To modify the lead generator, you just click on it. Oh, lead collector, I'm sorry. By default, anything that's entered into this by someone that comes through your website goes to the email address that we have for you on file when you enrolled. If you wanted to change that to a different email address, say you have a special email address just for leads, so you make sure you see them as soon as they come in, you could change it right here. So ricksleads@gmail.com, and that way I get it to a special mailbox that my phone immediately alerts me when I get an email there. I can also put required and optional fields. So right now, optional fields are checked as first name, last name, phone number, email address. But I may want to know a few other things like, what country are they in? What interests do they have? And maybe I want to make their first name and last name mandatory and their email address mandatory. When I'm done, I hit next, and this is what it will look like. I can save this, and my Contact Me page looks closer to this now. All right, adding new pages. So this top section here is your page management. If I want to add a new page, rename a page, change the layout of the page, it's all done up here. You can have multiple layouts per page. Unfortunately, you can only have a single theme for a website. In our case, it's Rev 3. So what I'd want to do to add a new page is just click on one of these, click here to add new pages to your websites. I click on that. It's going to pop up a little editor that looks like this. In here I can choose the different layouts that I want. So let's say I want a side-by-side layout. The name of the page, so I should say Rick's Videos. Hit OK. I now have a new page, and say I wanted to add my favorite video in here. Let's say Dr. Wentz at the 2011 convention is my favorite video. As I'm adding the videos, I can hit start automatically. Most of these things have different options to help you customize them further. I can change the size. So let's say I want a really big one. I want it centered. Do I want captions on it? I'm going to say none. And then I hit save. It takes me back to my page. And there's my really big video in the middle of my page. I can then go in here and add some information if I wanted about it. At any time, I can go back and change the name of my page. So if I wanted to rename it, it would pop up a box like this. If I wanted, oh, that was a contact me, sorry. It would do the same thing, so rename. That's another thing I need to point out. The placement of pages, your home page will always be your first page in your website. Your contact me will always be your final page in your website. And what I mean by that, see how it's laid out here? But also in the navigation on your website, the only options you have for moving pages around as far as layout of links is the 3 pages that you add. I can also remove pages just by clicking on it, remove page, it'll make it disappear for me. So once I'm happy with my website, I can move on to step 4, preview and publish. I can do that by clicking the step here under 4 easy steps, or I can hit next. Both of them will do the same thing. This takes me to the final step. In here I can preview my website, I can publish my website, and I can undo my changes. With preview, you can view what your website looks like with its current changes. If you preview it and you don't like it, you're not stuck. It has not been published. The world has not seen it yet. It's just staged information. You can go back to any of the steps at any time. So let's say I didn't like something on mine. I could go back to manage content. I could go back to site design. I may say, oh, you know what? I decided I wanted English and French. I could go back to the first step, add French as one of my languages. In this case, I had them all checked. I could say I want English and French. I could go to step 3, and I could add my translations by going up here to the 2 languages that I support. You notice it changed the USANA specific stuff automatically, but anything that was done by me, I have to translate. When I'm happy with it, go back here, I can preview it again. When I'm ready to send it to the world, I can hit publish. Or if I just decide, you know what, I've just made a total mess of this and I just want to start over from where I was, I can hit undo changes, and it will take me back to where I was before this session. It'll take me back to my previous website. So, easy stuff. What I want to talk about now are the advanced features. You may have noticed, if you've been in the system before, that several of the pages have some advanced features in them. I'm going to start from step 1. Step 1 is called Review Profile. It actually does a lot more than you see on the screen. If you click this button at the bottom that says Advanced Features. Advanced Features, I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Pops up a new little window for us. And I'm not going to go through all the advanced features. Most of them have some description applied to them. But a couple things I want to show you is page names. So this is different than your website name. This is what would show up when at the bottom of a browser when you're on a page. And that's more for search engine optimization. Here, let me kind of show you what I mean. Or in my case, it's at the top of the tab. So right here it says USANA. Well, it says USANA up there because in advanced features it says USANA here. If I were to change it to Rick's website, that's what people would see at the top. Default placement, if anyone ever comes to your website and enrolls or makes an order, you can set where that order or that enrollment end up in your tree automatically. Now keep in mind, once someone does that, I think you have 7 days to call in and move that placement to somewhere else. So don't fret if you set that somewhere or you don't set it. You can always move them after they have been placed in your tree. One thing that Jermaine is going to talk about a little bit later is the product-only website. Here in Advanced Features, you can create your website so that it's product-only or opportunity-only, and that's done with these links up here. So by unchecking the online presentation, the online enrollment, and the opportunity links, and saving that, my website now has no references to the opportunity of USANA. It's strictly a product website, and Jermaine's going to talk to you more on why that's important in just a few minutes after we're done with advanced features. And description. So if you know what search engine optimization is, search engine optimization is helping the natural progression of your website link in a search engine, meaning if you search for USANA, where does your website show up in the millions of potential websites that may relate to USANA? Well, search engines figure that out based off the web page descriptions, web page content, keywords, and stuff like that. You can control all of that in advanced features. I'm not going to go into details on how that stuff works. There's a lot of great information out there on how to make your site optimized for search engines, and it would take me probably days to talk about all the ways to do it. Here's where keywords go. One thing I want to point out is you can put in your own keywords, like I'm doing here. Or we've created some for you that you can select, and it will pre-fill it for you. So people, when they do searches in Google or in Bing or Yahoo or any of these search engines, these keywords here are what people might be searching for. And then finally, posting to search engines. We've given you the ability to go ahead and tell the search engines, hey, I'm on the web now. You should go check out my site and index it. Indexing is what they call when they read your website and give it a value that gives it a rank within the search results. So you just go to advanced, click on these guys, and within 30 to 90 days they will come and review your website. It's actually a computer that will do it, and then give it a indexing score. Alright, so that's advanced features under the step 1. Under step 2, the advanced feature we have here actually only pertains to the theme. So as I showed you before, we have all of these pre-made themes for you. But maybe you don't want these themes. Maybe you want something a little more customized to you. Click on this button at the bottom on step 2 that says advanced features, and it gives you more finite controls. So maybe on the layout for my pages, I want to choose layout 20. It's telling me again, hey, wait a minute, you're changing your website. Some of your content may not fit right. So you just need to know, if you do this, you need to go back to your content and say, okay, it was in this layout before, we moved over your content the best we could, but you're going to have to go clean it up a little because it's a different looking website now and your content may not fit. So I go ahead and I do that, and I may say, you know what, I want to have this Sanse look. And then finally, I've got 2 options to choose from in that particular look. I say, you know what, I really like the blue background. All right, well, I have gone through the step 2 advanced features here, and I'm happy with this, so I want to go to the next step. There you go. So my website is no longer a Rev 3 website. This is my home page. If you go back to my page I made with my videos, you'll notice it's all changed and stuff too. So I've lost a lot of my input. I'm going to go change it back to English because I was in French there. Change it back to Rick's videos. And you see my Dr. Wentz video did come over. That's because it still fit within the layout that I had for that page that I made. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but just know that we try to calculate the content you already have in there and make it fit into any new layout you have, but it's not perfect. We can't read your mind, and so you will have to, if you change your layouts, you will have to go in and clean it up. There are no advanced features on step 3. It's the same no matter if you're using advanced or basic. However, on step 4, I wanted to show you a couple of things, one of which is history. So imagine a scenario where you had a website that was just great, and you made a bunch of changes, and then you published it, and then someone calls you up a couple days later and says, hey, you know, this doesn't look right, or there's something wrong with this, and you come back and you're thinking, oh, I just want to change it back to what I had before. You can do that with this tab that says History. What History does is it stores I think it's the last 3 changes or 3 months, whichever is greatest. So I can go back and see all of these different publishes that I've done, and it has a timestamp on it, a date and timestamp. To restore, all I have to do is click Restore, and bam, it'll show it up over here. And then that's all I have to do, and I'm back to that website. What some of our senior associates, our diamond distributors and that have done is they may change one of their websites completely for, say, Christmas. They make this beautiful Christmas website that is talking about products and starting the new year with a new business, or giving product away as a Christmas gift and all these other things. But as soon as January comes, they want to go back to the website they had before. Well, fortunately, they are able to do that. They can create their website so that it was Christmas, and then they hit Restore, and bam, they're back to what they were before they made that Christmas website change. Another feature I want to show you, advanced feature, is statistics. Just takes a second, especially with this account. So what statistics shows you, and it's hard to see on this because this user has so many hits, but basically it's showing you 2 things. It's going to show you the hits broken down by page, and also, so because this is a test account and we change the pages so often, this website has a lot of pages. Your website typically will have its 5 pages, and although you'll change content, you won't change the actual pages all that often. What it's showing is on this page, it was hit this many times through these languages for a total of this many hits. I can give it a date range if I just want to say, okay, for the month of November, how many hits did I get? And then it would show me just those web pages and just those languages with just those hits. At the bottom, it shows me a pie chart so I can kind of see where's everyone going on my website. Below this, oh, I'm sorry, here's more page views by month, and it shows the last year. Below this is my lead collector. And you saw on the Contact Me page, you could modify all that. When someone uses your Contact Me page, it will send an email to the email address that you've identified If you've not identified an email address, it will send an email to the email we have for you on file. Additionally, let's say for some reason something failed and your email box, you accidentally deleted something or it just didn't make it to your box for some reason. All of your leads are here. They're safe. So if it doesn't make it to your email, they're still under your statistics tab in your website builder. So they'll be safe. You can go back and view them anytime, and we never remove them. So even if someone contacted you a year ago, maybe you want to go back again and just check, hey, are you interested yet? You know, they weren't interested a year ago. I'll just double check with them. Hey, some great new things are happening with USANA. I just wanted to let you know. Well, you may not have that email anymore. Come to your website builder. Come to web hosting under Income Maximizer. Go to statistics. At the bottom, statistics are all of those leads. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring Jermaine on. Okay, I'm unmuting Jermaine. Jermaine, you are live.
Sorry about that. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello? Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Rick.
Absolutely.
And it's a pleasure for me to be here tonight. I'm speaking to you from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. And again, I thank Rick for allowing me to speak just a little bit about the product-only website. And I think it's important to provide just a little bit of background to see how this came about. And for those of you who have been with USANA for many years, you will remember that at the very beginning of USANA, we did not have any brochures or leaflets or pamphlets that would be directed at consumers. We would have the equivalent of the Health and Freedom newspaper, but it would always cover both the health and business side of it. And a few years into it, USANA felt that it was very much important to focus on people who were product users and to provide them with good information without necessarily providing them with business information if it was felt by the associate that this was not necessary. So along came the product information booklet. And we have made very good use over the years of the product information booklet. USANA is very proud to be one of the company, if not the company, with the most preferred customer as it comes into relationship to the number of associates. So we're very proud of that. And along the same lines, we're moving, and this is the information age, and more people are doing business using their websites. And there has been some requests from the field, and there has been some people, associates, that have expressed an interest for a website with product-only information. Some of the examples, we have medical practitioners out there that are working with the USANA products. And we also have people that have already established clientele, people that work in spas or personal trainers or physiotherapists or so on and so forth. And these are people that they really want to protect their clientele, and they would like to, for us, tell them and let them know about the USANA products. And again, for their own reasons, they feel that maybe early in the game, it's better if they just focus on the product and maybe keep the business opportunity for later. And it is with that in mind that we've been looking into the possibility of creating some options on the website, whereby it used to be up until just a few weeks ago that on the website we had no choice, but it would always list, for instance, online presentation and business opportunity and so on and so forth. So now the only thing that has been done, and again, we are very grateful to the IT department, is they've made those links, if you will, options, exactly the way Rick explained them to us earlier tonight, whereby with whether it's for the presentation or the online enrollment or any references actually on the website itself where it relates to business opportunities. Now, I also wanted to talk about this because we are not saying or we are not encouraging people to just drop business opportunities. It's very important that we present to most people both the health and the wealth side of USANA. But again, there are some exceptions, coming back again to either medical practitioners, or you might even be running a special campaign, whether it's just before Christmas or quite a few people actually focus on reset early in the new year. And you may want to change your website, you may want to give it a special feature, you may want to do a special campaign, and it could be just for a few weeks. And it might be, depending on how you design your campaign, it might be, again, where you just want to show all the products that relate to reset and maybe Web3. And again, in a campaign like that, if you decide to plan it accordingly, then it might be appropriate just in that particular case to, again, just decide to not use the business opportunity link just yet. So you collect your new customers, you put them through the reset program, you've got some successes, and not only do you take them onto the maintenance phase of reset, but maybe along with that, then afterwards you start promoting possibly the business aspect of it. So the purpose of me being on the call tonight was just to make sure that the product-only website is well understood. It is not a replacement for the standard websites whereby, again, we promote both business and wealth. But again, it is really designed, it's allowing us to customize and to really fine-tune some of the campaigns that we're doing, as well as giving a extra opportunity for medical practitioners and people with established clientele, again, such as personal trainers or maybe beauty parlors and so on and so forth, where people have clientele and they would like to refer them to the products without, at first, anyways, exposing them to the business opportunity. So it is in that context that USANA has agreed to make those links optional. And I'm sure that we can all make very good use of them. So that's my bit for tonight, Rick. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jermaine. All right. I am going to move on to the question and answer portion. Again, feel free to ask any question you want about the website builder. Also, ask any questions you want about any of the online systems. I'm here to help you. I'm going to start with our first question, which is on the website name, what happens when you change the name after a while? Will it change the address as well? The answer is yes. Let me pull that back up for you, just so you can visually see what it is we're talking about. So under the website name here, I have Rick Wilson's website. What this relates to, if I were to go to preview my website, it would pop it up in a different window for me. And, this is a bad example. Let's go here. So here's my address right here. So Rick Wilson's website.usana.com. That's my URL. That's how people find me on the internet. And if I were to change that website name that I set before, it will change this website URL. So to answer your question, yes. If I change that to Bob Denver's website.usana.com, then people will no longer be able to go to Rick Wilson's website.usana.com to get my website. And the shortcoming of that is if I have business cards that have my website name on it, if I've sent out emails to a lot of people recently that have my website address on it, they will no longer be able to get to my website. If you change your website name, it will not forward from the old one. What it does is it releases the old name so that someone else can use it. So if I had something cool like ilovevitamins.usana.com and I changed it to vitaminsloveme.usana.com, someone else immediately could come in and take the name ilovevitamins.usana.com. All right, next question. It says, on the Contact Me page, on the old websites, it used to have a questionnaire for prospects to fill out. Is this gone? By the way, never saw anyone use it, well, maybe once or twice. Okay, so where we're referring to here is on step 2 under Manage Content, and then under the Contact Me page, if I go in and modify this, what she's saying is at one time on the old website builder, there was a way to have a questionnaire on there, or there was a questionnaire on there. We did not bring that over because you are correct. No one did use it. We actually have statistics on all of our systems, and so it just made sense in an effort to simplify this to just put what was needed on there. So to answer your question, yes, it is gone. Yes, there was one on the old system, which was, I think, 4 years ago, and it was removed because no one was using it. Next question. Let's see. Is it possible to change a page offline and put it onto the live website at a later stage? The answer is absolutely yes. So you saw all the changes I was doing, like I've added this new page called Rick's Videos, and I added my favorite video, Dr. Wentz at Convention 2011, and I've got this section here. None of this content has been published to the world. It's just sitting there in stage where I can preview it, but no one that goes to my URL from a browser will see it. So essentially, this is doing what you're asking. I have made this page. It's sitting there waiting, and when I'm ready to launch my website with these new changes, I just need to come back to the web hosting, the website builder, go to step 4, and just click Publish. Once I've hit Publish, it will finish, and I can go and see my website changes now. And I go, there's Rick's Videos, and there's my video. Watch Dr. Wentz. So to answer your question, absolutely. That's how you would do it. And then if later I want to come back, there's my follow me image there. Later
In the past, I've seen a lot of attempts to duplicate what USANA has done.
Change it to what it was
and
before.
It's
I
true.
just go to the history.
Just about all of them
and go to that
have
previous
crashed
site.
and burned for one reason or another.
All right, and that is all the questions I have. If I have one more that came in, if you guys have questions, type them in, and I am happy to answer them for you. I'm getting a question. I have noticed that the size of my first page has changed. Why is that, and what do I do to prevent it from happening again? Well, so here's the thing about the internet. The language that everything's built in is typically HTML, cascading style sheets, and JavaScript. And so let's go back into the website builder here. Go to the Manage Content. It's not perfect. So if you put in content that is extra big, or you're copying content from somebody else's website, It could have JavaScript in it. It could be an oversized image. It could be a whole number of things that cause it to misform. The best thing you can do is, if it's an image, resize the image in some kind of editor if you have access to one. Usually Windows and Macintosh and even Linux all have editors where you can edit the image sizes and stuff and put in an image size that works. If you're copying content from something else, like say Microsoft Word or from another website, you need to be very careful, because most of these systems upload a bunch of, for lack of a better word, junk JavaScript, and that can negatively affect the JavaScript and the cascading style sheets that are controlling the look and feel of your website. The cleanest way to put content into these systems without causing any kind of weirdness is to go in and just edit it yourself without copying it from something else. Alright, same person. It is the writing size which has changed. Okay, I think I know what this person's asking. So this person, let's say this is your content on this page, and a long time ago this is what it looked like, and you've made changes throughout history to your website, and maybe you changed this down here to be red or something like that. And over time it has changed. By changing this, you've noticed up here this one has changed. There's so much script in here that sometimes this editor gets a little confused. And there's not always a great way to fix it. If it's something that you just can't get around, go ahead and contact us here, and we can take a look at it and see if there's any way we can look at it. We don't expect you guys to be website experts. But the editor should give you 99% of what you need. And if for some reason you're using it and then suddenly something doesn't work, let us know. We can take a quick look at it and see if we can figure it out. It may be something simple. All right. Next question. I am noticing there is default content that is old info. Has the default content been changed on the live system to say USANA is traded on NYSE and not NASDAQ? You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the default content in the websites has changed in quite a while, and I'm going to make a note of that and have our creative services team take a look at that and make sure that the content is up to date. So thank you very much for pointing that out, and we will double check that. All right. Anyway, the next question, any way to make the videos larger on the template that utilizes 3 spots across the top? They really are small and hard to see the text in those videos. Yes and no. So let me go back to my page here, and I'm going to change the layout of that page to the layout that is being asked about. Okay, this layout here there it is. All right. So what's being asked is, hey, I've got this great website page here, this layout, and I want to put videos in here. And I select videos, and I decide I want this pure rest video. The options for adding videos in here of certain sizes is here. If
you're watching this video, someone who cares about you gave you a copy of the New York Times best-selling book, The Healthy Home. Chapter 3 takes us into the bedroom, where we explore one of the most important aspects of being healthy, getting a good night's sleep. to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. Your body produces melatonin, which helps regulate the critical sleep-wake cycle. It's a delicate cycle that can be disrupted by...
I'm going to show you what it is that's being referred to. So here's the video here. If I hit play... Oh, sorry, that didn't work. Duh. I need to go hit preview and then play. But anyways, what's being said here is, hey, I've got this great video here, and I want to have 3 videos here, but it's too tiny. It is too tiny. One thing I do want to point out, though, let's go back to my home here and click on my web page. All of your videos have... Oh, no, they don't. I lied. I was going to say it had the blow-up feature, but it doesn't yet. Just a spoiler alert, one of the features coming to videos is that all videos will be able to open up into a larger full screen. So look forward to that in 2012, people. To answer your question, I'm sorry I danced around this question. Unfortunately, you cannot create the video bigger than the content chunk allows, the content section. And in the case of the layout that you were referring to, unfortunately, there's only those 2 sizes available for videos in those 3 sections. So the video will always be small here. Your best option, one thing I do want to point out is that although the content sections cannot grow in width, they do grow in length. So one option that I might offer to you, if you'd like to have the 3 videos on here or 4 videos, is to change the layout to this layout here. Right here. Layout 8. And this gives me 3 sections. And I have a video here, which is my Dr. Wentz video, and I can say, you notice there's a lot more options here. I can say I want the biggest video there, I want it centered, and I hit save. Then the next one, I want the biggest video again. I want to pick another video, make it the biggest one available, center it, and save. And then under the, sorry, I'm going really fast. Basically, I'm adding 3 videos into this page. And I'm just randomly picking videos. You can pick any video you want.
Thanks to the best compensation plan.
Alright, so my web page has 3 videos. Now notice it looks funny. The video widths that I selected are there, but the video heights don't look right. It's just because we're in the template. If I go to my step 4 and I publish it, and then I go and view my website, and I could have just previewed it also, you'll notice that all 3 videos are full size now in my website on my Rick's Videos page. So that's one option you could do if you want bigger videos. So play with the layouts. That one layout that you selected, those 3 chunks are not really ideal for videos because I agree with you, videos need to be a little bit bigger. You might consider using just a layout that just has 2 boxes, 2 content sections at the top, and then your big one at the bottom. But just play with them and that'll get you through. Alright, that seems to be the last of the questions. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We have more training coming up. We're doing training every week. The trainings will be a little earlier from now on. We've had a number of people joining us from the UK, and we love all our associates, and 6 p.m. Mountain Time is just too late for them. So we're going to be moving it back 2 more hours to help them out. I know that kind of makes it hard for some of our Asia Pacific countries. I apologize for that. There just isn't a great time for everyone. But again, thank you everyone for joining us. Go ahead and use my email address if you've got something you're stuck on. Remember, we build these tools for you. They're completely customized to you. If you have input, if you have bugs you've noticed, feature requests, just let us know. We may not get to them right away. Jermaine can attest to that. The product-only website took us a while to get done, but typically, if it's a smart feature, we do get it done eventually. Everyone have a great evening. If I don't see you on the next couple of trainings, Merry Christmas to you, Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you do in the holiday seasons, enjoy, and good night.